This is a great question. It's a great question because it's National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My hair is growing back thinner after falling out due to chemo. Is there anything I can do to promote thickness? So when you lose your hair from chemo, depending on your texture, oftentimes the texture growing back in is completely different. So if you were someone who had straight hair, all of a sudden you've lost your hair and your hair starts to come back in curly. And it may come back in curly for the first year or so, but it also changes. And from my experience is that it changes and goes back to its original texture. But you are now here and have a completely different texture of hair after your hair completely falls out. And it's always best to, one, certainly as it comes back, to get a cut that can match and or accommodate this new hair, and or, because it's generally, remember, it's growing in from being bald, and so give it enough time to grow into something that we can shape, and then give it time to also grow back in its entirety or its full texture, because it's almost like baby hair. And as you all know, for instance, children don't have the same hair from when they're infants to when they're 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Then their hair changes and they've got like somewhat adult hair. And then it changes even again when they get into their late teens and 20s. So certainly if you're someone who is a breast cancer survivor and you are going through this change, give your hair a chance to do and be what it can be at its best, and don't over concern yourself with anything other than, one, treat it kindly. Avoid shampoos that bubble, lather, and suds. Use gentle things for it. Go to a hairstylist when you've got at least an inch on your head and get a nice, tight, modern cut or shape. And learn for new ways that you can style this new texture that may or may not be temporary. But yeah, you're a beast. You can do this. You got this.